the same lines that Congresswoman Takuda started. And that's, I guess, asking you, Dr. Schaefer, do you feel confident that the updated extremist policy, and it's been updated a number of times, you spoke about the 14 criteria, that do you feel confident that this updated policy will weed out any extremism that's in the military, that's in the Army?
I certainly think that it tightens up the definition more than it did. So I think it alleviates confusion and again, really maintains the focus not on individual circumstances, but widespread discrimination, not individual cases of discrimination. Those can be dealt with in separate complaints processes.
With all due respect, I think that given the gray area on active participation, several of the definitions that folks have asked you to, opine on or cases, there still seems to be enough of a gulf that you could drive a Mack truck through. And I think that extremism, what concerns me is that I have service members in my district who have complained about racist comments and extremism that they've experienced themselves. And we can't get to that if we're not addressing the fact that there was a problem and that problem was fixed. And instead, I think that problem, I don't think that problem has been fixed. I mean, this is about accountability, right? We have a job to oversee and to provide oversight. And when we're not getting the answers, we're not getting clarity on what actually happened and what our response and solution is, it just makes it harder for those of us who have legitimate complaints from our service members about extremism to actually have those addressed. Mm-hmm. So I think that, the 14 criteria, the updated 14 criteria, the reporting requirements, they add another layer. I don't think that they actually solve the problem, and I think that we owe it to our military and to our service members to really get to the bottom of this and the root cause of it. General Matlock, I think that, I wanted to just ask you what matrix are we using to measure the prevalence of this, the prevalence of this problem. I know that we have lots of updated policies and reporting requirements, but has the Army considered alternatives to its current data collection, like, conducting surveys that can identify the problems across the services? I mean, how are we getting at the root problem?
Representative, I would, on your previous, if I may.
Sure.
I think the reporting changes and the much more clear, defined reporting requirements actually go a very long way to your concern, meaning that internal to the Army, those reports are mandated to be delivered to the right agencies so that second and third looks occur.
And I think that those are great, but if there's still gray area, people don't have, that leads to ambiguity, and that also leads to subjectivity. And I think that, as Dr. Schaefer was saying, we're trying to not categorize one particular race, or we're not trying to, but rather trying to weed out the activity itself. And so, with all due respect, sir, I think that, the subjectivity is a problem that all of us here have. And I don't think that we're adding to that concern by not fully answering the questions that are being put forth by my colleagues. And that frustrates me because I think that I want my service members' complaints to be addressed. And it waters down their complaints if people feel like they're not being heard, or if people don't think that there exists any extremism in the military. And you and I both know that that's not the purpose of the military, and it doesn't help good soldiers to be, it doesn't help us protect and defend the homeland when people feel that the soldiers that they're next to may not necessarily have their back. And so this is a deeper problem, but as far as data collection, are you satisfied that we're we're on the right track with that.
Representative, for data collection on extremist actions or allegations, very satisfied with the procedures we have in place. And to your point, we do have other means of measuring morale, cohesion, and discipline in our formations.
So, Mr. Chairman, before I yield back, I just wanted to echo the sentiments that have been felt on both sides of the aisle, that we're really not getting to the root. We're not getting the answers we need to really evaluate extremist activities. And I think that until we get that, it's hard for us to continue to proceed. And it definitely does undermine, service members' confidence in their ability to actually get incidents like this resolved. Thank you, and I yield back.
Thank you. I want to thank the members for participating, and I want to thank both of you